Good morning. It is 9 o'clock. Call this meeting to order. I want to remind anybody that if they do have a bid, this is your last chance to bring it up and give it to Nancy. Otherwise, we'll be closing the accepting of all bids at this time. Remind everybody, too, to be sure to set their phones on silent or vibrate during the meeting. Nancy, may I have a roll call, please?
Thank you. All three of our members are with us in the council chambers this morning. Rose Rivera.
Present.
Andy Jones.
Present.
Andrew Kreider. And I'm noting for the record there are 2 vacancies on the Board of Works. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to amend the agenda to include the Transvault email migration and to allow James to sign it on behalf of the board?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving on, we've got some bids to open, evidently. Bid number 26-13, Public Safety and Service Building Selective Demolition.
I have the proof of publication. It looks like bid number 26-13 for Public Safety and Services Building Selective Demolition was published in the Elkhart Truth on July 18th and July 25th of 2026.
Thank you. I'll let you do that.
Okay, we have a certified bid summary form for bid 26-13 from Green Demolition Contractors, Inc. in the total amount, base bid of $1,858,000 and 0 cents.
Okay.
We have a certified bid summary form, bid number 26-13 from C&E Excavating, Inc. in a total amount for the base bid of $2,294,906 and 0 cents.
Okay, may I have a motion to assign these for staff to review and to make a recommendation to the board at a later date?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Vice President, we did not receive any quotes for quote number 2618, digester number 3, cover demolition.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of August 4th, 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Anybody have any changes, additions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to the claims and the allowance docket.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the claims and allowance docket in the amount of $5,288,574.15 as listed on the attached register, consisting of 31 pages printed on August 10th, 2026 at 1:59 p.m.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Hi, Aaron.
Good morning, Erin Coons, Deputy Controller. We have our August trash services to Board and Waste Away for $208,352. The Elkhart County Courthouse demo to C&E for $113,425.80. Those are our 2 larger ones.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Aaron with regard to anything associated with the claims and allowance docket? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Board of Works Resolution 26-R-11, a resolution of the Board of Public Works transferring funds and appropriating those funds to purchase a dewatering belt press not included in the annual budget in the amount of $1,841,400 from C206 to 6206 to 6203 and approve the appropriation of the same from 6203 to account 6203-5-999-7990604.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Good morning, Board. Jeff Schaefer, Director of Public Works. I apologize, I'm running late today. This item, along with the following item, are a replacement of the belt press for the dewatering system at the wastewater plant. The city has a dewatering building. If you visit Public Works, as you come in on the driveway, it's on the right. It's kind of the tall, squarish building. In that building, there are 3 dewatering presses, belt presses. And what that does is that's the last step of the treatment process for the dry side of the system. We dewater the solids. We then load them in a truck and take them to the landfill for final disposal. As you recall, digester number 3, we had an issue with that earlier this year. And we work, for lack of a better term, overworking our existing dewatering presses and started to have some failures of those presses. We brought a declaration of emergency before you earlier this year, and we've been using a mobile dewatering press, which has served our needs very well. The issue with that is when the weather gets cold, we have to winterize that every night. And as you might expect, that's going to be a challenge. And obviously, a mobile dewatering press is not a long-term solution. So we went through a bidding process, and this appropriation will cover the cost of that bid to acquire and install a new dewatering press. Right now, we have 3 presses. They're about 25 years old. This single press can actually do the work of what all 3 of those presses can do. We do plan to, as part of more of a long-range project, add a second dewatering press to serve as kind of a backup coat press, that sort of thing. But that'll be either in 2027 or 2028. I can answer any questions you have.
Just a couple of quick ones. I had a chance to get a tour of that mobile press. It was very impressive. But is the model you're getting that will be a permanent install very much of a similar model, just not on the back of a truck anymore?
Correct. It's same manufacturer, same model. We wrote our bidding documents in a way we knew that there was a press that was available. Normally, there's a lead time on these of almost a year or more. We knew there was a press available that was in fabrication right now, that if we bid right now, we could grab that press. The press on the truck is what's called a 1-meter press. The one that we're buying is a 1.5-meter press. So 4.5 feet wide instead of 3 feet wide for us Americans.
And the intention would be that you can drop it into the space that the old one was in.
Yes, basically. The dewatering building actually has 6 different spots. And so we've got plenty of room to add this press while we plan to keep one of our older presses and then disassemble the other ones.
Okay, thank you.
So you have 3 now, and this will replace all 3.
We can do as much as we did with those 3 presses with this one mobile press, and this one will be even a little bit larger.
So you'll what? Take all those apart and make one good one as backup? Is that the idea?
That's kind of the plan. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We've got one that's in pretty good shape. And our goal is once we have 2 kind of modern presses, we'll probably go back, run one week, do maintenance on the other one, then flip back and forth. So each press will get a lot less mileage on it.
Do you anticipate sometime in the near future have to replace that other old one so you'll have 2 newer ones?
No, that's our goal eventually, is to have 2 new ones, and then we'll keep our old one as the backup.
Okay, so you'll need another new one. Do you want to get back to 3 again?
Yeah, and that'll be probably a 2027 or 2028 project.
Okay.
So, and we'll probably do that with an SRF loan.
Okay, so it'll be part of your capital request.
Yep, something we can plan out a little bit more.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Anybody else have any questions or comments for Jeff? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we award bid number 26-12 dewatering belt press to Selge Construction Company, Inc., who submitted the lowest responsive and responsible bid with a contract price in the amount of $1,534,500.00.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. We could just explain that.
Yep. Though I do want to add, obviously we only received one bid, and I know that can be concerning. We did have the bid reviewed by Wessler Engineering, who's our consultant right now for this side of the plant. And this price, though we only received one bid, is very comparable to a similar project that they did for City of Bloomington about 4 years ago. We're paying about 15% more than that project, but again, that was 4 years ago. So we think this is a fair price, even though we only got the one bid.
Sounds good, and I know we need it. Okay, anything else for Jeff? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Well, how long do you think it'll take before you can get it in there?
The bid documents say that we have to be installed and running by December 1st.
Okay,
So
great. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we authorize the city engineer to sign a letter granting permission to the police department to install a PTZ camera at Central Green.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
again, Jeff Shaver, again, speaking in my role as city engineer, and representing the police department in this particular matter. The mayor has asked that the police department install some cameras at Central Green to keep an eye on things that are happening. The board is the owner of Central Green, and so before that camera can be installed, the board needs to authorize the installation. With your approval today, I will put a letter together and forward it to the police department.
Is this going to be connected in with the other cameras that the police department have on their system, or is this a totally different system?
I don't know, but I assume it is, yes.
I'm going to see if the IT director knows anything about that.
Okay. James Gerald, IT Director for the City of Elkhart. To answer your question, I'm not sure. We're evaluating two different solutions. I think Flock was a proposal. We also use access cameras throughout the city. So we're looking at the best value, and we haven't determined which one that's going to be.
But there's been consultation with you and your department on that?
Yes,
Okay.
we are being involved.
Okay.
James, so this is something that can be monitored, or is going to be monitored 24/7 by someone?
It has the capability to. I don't know what the intent is, whether it's a live view or just a review after an incident's occurred. I'm not sure. But yes, the police department will be reviewing the footage.
Okay. There's no audio, just visual?
Correct. No audio, just visual, to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Driveway with standards in Boulder Run subdivision.
Yeah, sorry. There's just one thing that caught in my head, and maybe I don't know if someone would be able to answer this. I certainly don't know the answer. Who owns Central Green? Is it the Redevelopment Commission or Board of Works?
Board of Public Works does. That's why you have to make this. That's why you're taking the action.
Okay.
Central Green's kind of unique that it's not owned by the Redevelopment Commission. It's not owned by the Parks Department. It's the one spot that's owned by the Board of Public Works along the Civic Plaza.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why we came to you for the action.
Okay. The next, Mr. Chair, if I move that we approve the driveway with standards for Boulder Run subdivision as follows: 16-foot minimum width, 36-foot maximum width, and no greater than 45% of the lot frontage.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Board, this is a little bit unique. It's something we've seen as we've kind of restarted single-family residential subdivisions in the city. Our standard driveway is 24 feet wide, but both in neighborhoods like Boulder Run and in Timberstone, our building setback line is only 25 feet. And we see property owners that want 3-stall garages. And so you have a 24-foot wide driveway, you have a 3-stall garage, you only have 25 feet to make that work. And so it's become a little bit of a challenge. And if you recall, we actually did something similar with Timberstone a couple of years ago, where we worked with the HOA because I think at one point in time we had a request for like a 45-foot wide driveway or 48-foot wide driveway. So trying to work preemptively, we met with the developers and the builders in Boulder Run and said what makes sense. Had a meeting with them, and this is the resolution we got to. And this is actually going to go into the kind of package that the builders and the developers hand to the property owner so they know this going in. Here's what they can have. So the intent here is the frontage widths at Boulder Run are between 80 feet wide and 60 feet wide. And so that's where we came up with these numbers of a 16-foot minimum and a 36-foot maximum. But on the lots that are only 60 feet wide, that maximum would be reduced then to more like 28 feet. And those are really the cul-de-sac lots. So there's kind of straight lots on the straight streets. Those are only 80 feet wide. And at the cul-de-sacs, they go down to 60 feet wide. So that's what's coming before you today. So this was a cooperative effort between the city, including planning and zoning, the developers and the builders, so that we have a set of standards that can move forward. There's 84 lots in Boulder Run.
Questions? Does that width include the flares on each side?
No, we measure it at the throat at the sidewalk.
Oh, okay.
So once you go across the sidewalk, then you can flare out, but those usually don't add that much. So depends on the situation. The one thing that the one thing that we did commit to with the developers and the builders, you'll see in a lot of new subdivisions, they will cut the curb and bring the driveway directly to the pavement. We are specifically not going to cut the curb here. Which is what we like because that curb line is poured to maintain drainage. A lot of times when those curb lines get cut, that's when we start to have drainage issues. So the developer and the builder is committed not to cut the curb, and the curb was specifically designed to make it easy to drive over. It's not a straight curb, it's at an angle. Yep.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Jeff.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve change order number 1 for Oakland Project C, Harrison Street Sewer Separation Project for an increase of $47,984.14, bringing the current contract price to $8,317,659.14.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Morning.
Morning. Jason Simnick, project manager for Public Works. This is a change order for change in site conditions, basically. We've had some conflicts when we were doing some digging, one of which was a gas main that when we went through utility coordination, we were told it would not be a conflict. But when we got it opened up and started putting our pipe in, it was in conflict, so we had to change our design a little bit. And adjust accordingly. Basically, it cost us an additional structure that we had to put in. The other large one was that we had to make some changes to the force main that was put in as part of the Benham project. It ties into a structure at the intersection of Harrison and 4th Street. When this plan was designed, that structure was not in place yet, so the elevations did not quite work out the way that they did in the field again. We just had to make some adjustments, putting in adjusting the elevation of how the force main came into the structure. But overall, the project's going well. It's a pretty small change order for a $10 million project.
So it's obviously well within the contingency percentage.
Yes.
Well below. Any questions or comments?
What's the timeline on that project wrapping up at this point?
That project should be wrapped up mid to late November.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got through 6th Street right now. We have our base layer of asphalt installed, and yeah, they're working from 6th Street to 3rd right now, putting in our sanitary and storm sewer. All of the water throughout the entire project is all hooked up. Everyone is. All of the lead service lines have been replaced into the houses. So yeah, the project's going very well.
Good deal. All right. If there's no other questions or comments for Jason, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request number 6 in the amount of $658,361 to C&E Excavating from the allocated SRF loans for construction on the Oakland Tank Project C project.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Jason, anything on this?
Well, that is Project C, the one we just did the change order for. So I don't really have anything more to add.
All righty then. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Second. Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request number 3 in the amount of $9,688 to Selge Construction from SRF loan DW247220002 for construction on the Oakland Project B Division 2 Oakland CSO Tank Project.
Have a motion and a second.
So this is for the water portion. That's why it's Division 2 and payment number 3. It's the water portion of the tank project. So this is for the water that we've installed down Oakland that's now been completed. They're continuing water under the underpass right now and doing it and going up Indiana towards 11th Street right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody having questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request number 16 in the amount of $1,497,434.00 to Selge Construction from SRF loan WW241820006 for construction on the Oakland Project B Oakland CSO Tank Division 1 project.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Yes, so Division 1 is for the sewer side of Oakland B, which includes the tank itself. Today we will be beginning filling the tank with water to start the water test, or the leak test for the tank itself. And yeah, we'll go from there we assume it's going to be about 30 days of repair testing, because it's just, fixing any sort of leaks that are happening in it, so.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request number 4 in the amount of $335,735 to Selge Construction from the SRF loans for construction on the Oakland Project D 3rd Street and Jackson Boulevard project.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
This project is going well. It's going down Jackson right now. We've got all of our utilities through the 2nd and Jackson intersection. Restoration has begun there. We got to do some curb, get some asphalt through there, do some concrete work. But yeah, it's good. The 2nd Street intersection should be opening back up in the next week or two, and then we'll move on to 3rd Street and closing that and moving our way down towards Lexington.
Questions?
So when the snow flies, is the intention that all these projects are going to be pretty much wrapped up?
We will get to a stopping point on the Jackson project, where our plan is to get through the Lexington intersection and get it all restored and open, and then basically shut down for the year, so that next year we will start south of Lexington, not have to close Lexington again next year. So, but yes, the rest of the projects, the plan is to have them opened at the end of the year.
Okay. If there's no more questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 28 of SRF loan WW241-82006 in the amount of $96,591.00 to DLZ from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project B, Oakland CSO tank.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second
Yes.
on that?
Yeah, DLZ has been doing the inspection work and project management on B on a daily basis, and have been doing a very good job out there.
Okay. There are no more questions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment request SRF number 30 of SRF loan WW241-82006 in the amount of $76,507.00 to DLZ from the allocated SRF loan for professional services on the Oakland Avenue Project B, Oakland CSO tank.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I think we just covered that.
It's the same project. Yep.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify 2 water assessments, 1 sewer assessment, and 3 revocable permits.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agreement with Baker Tilly, the engagement letter with Baker Tilly dated February 10th, 2025 for work related to the annual IURC report.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Morning, Tim.
Good morning, Tim Reeser, Assistant Director. The agreement that's in front of you is actually an appendix to the original agreement from 2025. The 2025 agreement with Baker Tilly allowed us to engage them for financial services related to all of the work that Jason is doing with the Oakland project. So it's an ongoing agreement for the bonds and their ongoing due diligence. This appendix to that agreement allows us to engage them for financial services related to our annual IURC report.
Questions for Tim? So they prepare that report for you then?
They assist us in the preparation, yes.
Assist you. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's a very large, tedious report. And so it's a little too cumbersome for us to do in-house. So they assist us in that preparation.
Are they also assisting with the plan on how it's all going to be funded? Or is that separate? How everything is going to be funded, like a financial plan?
For Oakland or for...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe that they provide those financial services for us as well.
Okay. All right, then. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Tim? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Mr. Chair, I move that we authorize the Board Vice President to execute the professional services agreement with Avonmarsh Consultants, Inc. for water service line investigations with fees not to exceed $250,000.
I have a motion and a second. Hello?
Hello, Steve Miller, Public Works.
Hello, Steve.
Avonmarsh was chosen for this program because of their experience and cost. This all falls under the lead water service line identification project.
Okay.
We've identified approximately 950 homes in a pocket north of the river, south of Bristol. I believe it's Cassopolis to the west and over towards Oslo in that area. So the idea will be to expose the conduit, identify the type of material for the water service line, and then report it.
Questions? Has water testing shown something suspect then?
This is that pocket that has been identified as potential lead or unknowns, as it were.
Okay. Good. All right. If nobody has any more questions or comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to pretreatment.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve a 5-year industrial wastewater discharge permit to Emmanuel Investments, DBA Chem Station of Northern Indiana, permit number 2026-02.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Mr. Vice President, before we move on to this item, I think I want to answer your question maybe a little bit better than you had with the last item.
Okay.
We do lead testing in the water system every single year. We do not have any detection of leads in any actionable area. So I want to emphasize that we do not have lead levels in our water that are over any limits. What Mr. Miller is referring to is that we have a pocket of water services that do have lead pipes. And under the EPA rules, we will need to work on a process to replace them. And so that's why we're identifying it. But I want to emphasize we do not have any lead levels in our water that are over any sort of actionable limits. So I apologize for the interruption.
That's okay. I wanted to ask, I just finished watching a documentary on the Flint, Michigan.
I understand. We are very fortunate in that our water that we pull from the groundwater is not caustic, hence it doesn't strip the lead out of the pipes. That was the issue in Flint and a lot of other areas, or some other areas.
Yeah.
So we don't have that issue with our water supply. But under EPA rules, we'll be going through a process to slowly eliminate those lead pipes. But we do not have lead in our drinking water at any actionable level.
Good.
I probably said that too many times, but I just want to make sure that's understood.
Thank you. Good. Yeah. Very.
Thanks,
similar to-
everybody. I apologize for the interruption.
Okay. Thanks. Did we vote on that? Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Do we have a second? Okay.
I see.
Did I second that? Oh, anyway, yeah. Okay.
Good morning, Board. Steve Brown, Public Works and Utilities. This is a standard 5-year permit renewal for Emmanuel Investments doing business as Chem Station of Northern Indiana. This facility is subject to federal categorical pretreatment standards for manufacturing of liquid detergents. They have been great corporate citizens in trying to get this permit and present it to the board for approval. We recommend this 5-year permit renewal.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve a 5-year renewal of the interlocal wastewater discharge permit for the Elkhart County Regional Sewer District permit number 12. Is that I2006-03?
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
This one is a 5-year permit renewal for the interlocal wastewater discharge permit for Elkhart County Regional Sewer District. Elkhart Regional Sewer District is mostly residential connections, Ideal Beach, and there is a commercial property that also discharges. This permit renewal is just updating the ordinance language and also the local limits, just bringing up everything more up to date.
Okay. So it's like a housekeeping type issue.
Yes, sir.
All right. Questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Bimbo Bakeries, permit number 2006-03, in violation of their consent order for failing to conduct required fog monitoring and assess a penalty in accordance with their consent order for a total penalty in the amount of $1,750.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Yes, Bimbo Bakeries is currently under a consent order for repeated fast oils and grease violations. Under the consent order, it requires them to do weekly fog monitoring. For the week of June 28th through the July 4th, they missed sampling as required in their consent order. The consent order also specifies that there's a $250 penalty per day that they're out of compliance, bringing the total penalty amount to $1,750.
Is anybody from Bimbo here present in the council chamber or online that would like to speak to this issue?
Yeah, that's Shelly Tenner. She's with Bimbo Bakeries.
Okay. You'll need to turn on your camera, Shelley. We need to see you also. We can't hear you yet. Just a minute. We're working on it. Try now. Shelley, can you hear us?
Yes. Yes, I hear you. Sorry, I couldn't get off
Okay.
of mute.
Now we
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Steve, for allowing me the opportunity to speak on behalf of Bimbo Bakeries. We do acknowledge that there were a few process errors, unfortunately, due to some transitions in roles at the bakery. We did have a few misses a couple weeks in June as it pertains to sampling. We have since addressed those issues, and we have made a more constant, persistent approach to addressing the BMPs that were submitted to the City of Elkhart and the board. So we have not seen any violations since the last one that was reported with the missed sampling. And we are weekly meeting with the team to make sure that we don't have any additional occurrences. But we do acknowledge that there was a misunderstanding. As our lab did collect an oil and grease sample, there was just miscommunication as it pertains to the required sampling. So we've addressed that, and we don't expect that to be an issue again.
That's good. Does anybody have any questions or comments, Shelley, with regard to it? Seeing none?
None.
Okay. All right. We'll bring it back to the board then. Steve, do you have anything more you want to add?
I would like to add that Bimbo Bakeries representatives, they did acknowledge it and notify me as soon as they became aware that they missed the sampling. So they were very proactive in resolving the issue.
Okay. All right, then. Bring it back in then. Board, we'll go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to the next one.
Mr. Chair, I move that for discussion purposes, we find Bimbo Bakeries, permit number 2006-03, in violation of their consent order for total fats, oils, and grease exceedance And in accordance with our consent order, assess a penalty in the amount of $11,000.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second.
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yeah, Bimbo Bakeries, they submitted their self-monitoring report for the month of June. And in that report, there were subsequently 5 fog violations. The current consent order allows that there be 1 violation. So the 4 violations, there's a $2,500 penalty for each. And then there's also a $250 penalty for exceeding the limit more than 20%, bringing the total penalty to $11,000.
Okay. Shelley, do you have anything you want to?
Yes, I did want to note again, this pretty much stems from the same issue of we had some newer associates doing training. By the time we realized that there were sample issues, so I do want to note that 3 samples are collected in a day. So 3 of one violation and 2 of the other were on 2 days, not, 5 different days. However, by the time we were notified by the lab that there was an issue, we started our investigation, but another sample event had already happened. So we were kind of catching up after the fact, but we conducted extensive investigations of our drains. We do have a process in place. We will be implementing that is part of the BMPs of making sure that all of our discharge from any cleaning practices are fully evaluated and if necessary taken off site. So again, we have not seen issues on the second sample day. By that evening sample, everything was back to within the permit limits, and we have not seen any exceedances since then. And we're continuing to monitor the sample pit on a daily basis. And like I said, if we see anything that looks untoward, then we'll make sure that that goes off site and not into the drains.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that first one was 2,470% above the allowable limit. It's a pretty big number.
Yeah.
Correct. And we've never had numbers like that. And like I said, by the time we got those results, the pit looked fine, so we could not really go back in time. But what we believe it was a sampler error because those numbers don't align with what we've seen ourselves or with the practices. We're not doing anything that would really result in a sample result like that. So we truly believe that it was a sampler error, but because it was after the fact, there was really not much we could do to go back in time to see what was going on. So our new process is that whenever our associates collect a sample, that they take a picture of that sample so that we now have some type of evidence of the quality of the discharge at the time of the sample.
Mm-hmm. I noticed here on June the 16th, when the first sample taken at 6 a.m. was the one I just mentioned, the percentage, the 2,400% over. By 10 p.m., it was down to 232%. The one in between there was over 1,180% over. What if there was a sample error? What changed from the morning until night in terms of the way they took the sample?
I can only speculate. So, because again, no one is really sure, but from my speculation, I believe that perhaps the sampling tool was not adequately decontaminated between sampling, so it just reduced over time. It's also possible that the sampler collected samples against the wall as opposed to the actual stream if there was no actual flow. That's another thing that we've trained our samplers on, is to ensure that there is adequate flow so that it is representative of the actual discharge, as opposed to a non-flow event that would not be. So this is our speculation, is that there was likely a no-flow event and samples were just collected against the walls, and the sample container could perhaps not have been properly cleaned and just diluted throughout the day.
So did I hear you say this is new? Somebody new is performing these tasks?
That person is no longer performing the task, but at that time, yes.
Okay. All right then. Anything else? Would you like to add?
Yes, I would again like to say that we do have the bakery leader at there in person, and we do want to make sure that we know we had these mishaps. We had gone a couple months without any type of violations, and we're hopeful that we would continue that trend. Unfortunately, human error came into play, but we do take these concerns seriously. We will make whatever necessary investments are required at the bakery level to ensure that we do not have these instances occur again. We are monitoring everything very closely now. The bakery leader is actively engaged, and we just hope as time goes on that you see that we are making improvements so that we're not in this position again.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Is anyone else, did you have anything you want? Anybody else have anything they want to say? Okay. Steve?
Again, Greenbelt Bakeries was very cooperative. They notified us when they became aware, and they've been very proactive in trying to be in compliance.
Okay. All right then. All right. Bring it back to the board. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. One more, Steve.
One more. Yep.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the listing of non-significant categorical industrial user permit number 2025-03 for Gemeinhart, located at 3302 South Napanee Street.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, do you have anything you would like to tell us about Gemeinhart?
Yes. Gemeinhart, they were recategorized in 2025 from being a categorical industrial user to a non-significant categorical industrial user. Since then, Gemeinhart has communicated with pretreatment staff that there's no plans to begin metal finishing processes at their facility. All that type of work is being done off seas. The only work that they're going to be doing there is packaging, light assembly, engraving. So we're looking to delist and Gemeinhart from being a non-significant categorical industrial use.
Okay. Good deal. Anybody from Gemeinhart wish to make any comments? Are they online or in the council chamber? Seeing none, bring it back to the board. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, board.
Thank you, Steve.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the attached GovAI agreement and grant James Gerald authority to sign and execute the agreement.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. James, we're switching our email over, getting out of those monthly fees and paying a upfront one-time only cost, it looks like.
Are we on the GovAI or are we on the?
I guess we are on. No, that's next.
Okay. James Gerald, IT Department. Yes, with the Geb AI, we're looking to get a platform that allows us to use some AI tools with guardrails so that we can ensure HIPAA, PCI, PHI, all the different I's are covered so that we don't have any data leakage and people are using the AI tools responsibly.
Okay. Any questions?
No, that's good.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now we'll move on to the amended contractual agreement.
Yeah, and for this one,
No, just a moment.
Mr. Chair, is this Transvault we're talking
Yeah,
about?
yes.
Okay. I move that we approve the Transvault migration contract and allow James Gerald to sign and execute the agreement.
I second that.
Motion and second. This is the one where we're moving off of the guy.
so essentially we archive every email that comes through for FOIA and historical records, of course. We use an online tool called Barracuda right now, and we have to pay for archiving all of those emails, which go back to probably about 2001. So with our Microsoft Enterprise Agreement, we can do that for free. So what we're doing is looking to migrate all those emails into the cloud with our current Microsoft tenant, which we will no longer have that recurring charge.
Good. Okay.
How much money do you think this is going to save?
Early estimates look at about $20,000 a year.
Okay, that's
Good deal. Okay. If there's no more questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Mr. Guetta, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the DORA application for La Guetta Seafood and Mexican Grill, as well as the logo, to be used at the Hispanic Heritage Festival.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Hello.
Hi, Tulia Mora, Development Services. So I've been working with La Guera Seafood and Grill to get their DORA application ready to go for Hispanic Heritage Month. I've also been working with the city's Hispanic Heritage Month Festival Committee to get that approved and also get a DORA logo that our caterer can use in relation to selling DORA beverages at the festival.
Okay. Good. These are pretty standard. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the following use and event permits. St. Vincent Church Fall Festival, September 12th. Faith Mission Turkey Stampede, November 26th. Elkhart County Health Department Neighborhood Block Party, September 4th. A Taste of Excellence, October 3rd. Neon Lights, October 16th. Labor Day Parade, September 7th. Celebrate King Jesus March. It's a march, September 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Robinson Community Celebration, September 12th.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. This time, we'll open the floor up for public participation. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to the board? Anything that was not covered on the agenda? Seeing none, is there anyone online who would like to address the board? Seeing none, bring it back. Close public participation. Now we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.